Acknowledge me.
Yeah, my name is Ralph Williams. I am the host of the Ralph's Opinion Show. And yeah, what do you want to talk about? And let me talk to you tonight. And I am the revolutionary. I am the visionary. I am Ralph Williams. Acknowledge me. All right, welcome to the show tonight. We have a lot to talk about, and we're here in Studios 10 in Berlin, Maryland. And we have plenty to talk about tonight, including I have some breaking news coming from CBS News about some funding for the Iran war. President Trump had asked for some more funding in order to, and I hope this time, I really do, that the United States wipes out Iran. I mean, they're clogging up Hormuz. They're clogging up a bunch of other stuff going on and whatnot. So, and tonight we're going to do our Exposed segment, which I've carried on from my show, The Ralph Report Exposed. But I also have Exposed going on both on the radio shows here on the Ralph's Opinion Show. And we're going to do it Saturday on the Sports Blast show as well. We're going to expose a sports person who, I think this Saturday we're going to expose Le'Veon Bell, expose him for what he did, not paying his child support and all that other stuff. So I think we're going to do that on Saturday, on a Saturday Sports Blast. Also, we're going to be breaking down divisions. The NFL season's getting ready to start. Training camp's coming. And don't forget, in September, the first Saturday in September, we start our college football show with myself, Pensman Sports, Brian Pettit, Leo Haggerty. We're going to be talking about college football for the remainder of the season. We're going to put Saturday Sports Blast away, and we're going to do college football throughout the season. And we possibly could even do a college football post-game show on Sundays too. We're going to work on that as well, because don't forget, we got the Steelers coming up, and we've got the NFL, and we're going to be doing talking about a lot of different things. Lots happening with RW Media Productions as well. But tonight I want to expose here. I was sponsoring a company who was going to, or was supposed to be a sponsor with me. I gave him some, I always give a couple free advertising spots until we're ready to sign a contract, just to show them what we're capable of. All right. And then it turns out that they ended up screwing me over. All right. So, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm trying to be happy, but I'm not real happy. There was some things that happened today I'm not real happy about. Happened yesterday too. Just tune into my radio show this week, and I'll tell you exactly what happened. I'm not doing it here. And again, I might. It all depends on how I feel tonight and what I have to talk about. We got lots to talk about anyway, other than that. But yeah, if you saw my Ralph report today, I got a lot to talk about there as well in Pittsburgh, and some stuff that went on that's unacceptable to me as a media person. And I got a lot of good feedback on that. A lot of people liked it. They emailed me, ralphwilliams737@gmail.com. Told me they liked it. They liked what I had to say. They were, encouraged. And, that's good news. That is. It's great news, and that's, I like that. I like the fact that people are supporting me and supporting my brand and what I do, along with my friends, Pensman Sports, Brian Pettit, Leo Haggerty, some of the ones I work with online. Luther Dupree. Don't forget, tonight I'll be on Steel City Sports World with Luther Dupree. Phil Moore, Claudia Rosano, Smoking Jim Frazier, Big Rome. We're all going to be on tonight. We have a full house tonight on Steel City Sports World on YouTube and Facebook. So don't forget to tune into that as well tonight. So just to let you know. And Pensman Sports, don't forget to tune into his stuff. And don't forget to not only just tune into his stuff, but also like and subscribe his YouTube channel. He has a lot of good things going on with his network. So does Sports Break Media and Brian Pettit, and also Amped Up Sports and Leo Haggerty as well. So don't forget to participate in my other media partners and their stuff as well. So, but anyway, so this sponsor, I sent him a contract, and tonight you are exposed. Shore Appliance Connection. Shore Appliance Connection, the owner, and I'm not going to mention his name, took my contract. I sent him a contract 2 days before he left for vacation, 3 days before he left for vacation. All he had to do was sign it. I signed my end of it. All you had to do was look it over. Look it over and sign it. It's a simple, easy contract. He let me hang till he came back from his vacation. Then he comes back from his vacation, and he goes, well, I got this, that, and that going on. I'm calling him. In the meantime, this was a barter deal. Okay, of course, I don't have a lot of money sponsors around here these days. All right. For what reasons, I don't know. I offer affordable advertising. I don't know what's wrong with people. But anyway, anyhow, it got to the point to where I had to say, okay, we're done. And I'm not going to tell you what the barter deal was. So today I got what it was supposed to be bartered to me from Shore Appliance. I got today from Home Depot. So I want to thank Home Depot for delivering what I was supposed to get from Shore Appliance in exchange for advertising. I do barter deals. All right. So that's what's going on. And I got to tell you, I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about the fact that I sent him a contract. I had 3 weeks went by, including the week that he went on vacation. The week before this last week, and this last week, that's 3 weeks that went by that he didn't sign that contract and send it back to me. Then he kept giving me excuses. Well, I got a problem at the store, or I got to go see somebody. I got to talk to the janitor. I got to do whatever. And his salesperson, every time I would call, his manager would go, well, you can always buy it and we'll give you the money back. No, I know what you want me to do. You wanted me to buy it so that you didn't have to give it to me for free. Well, I will tell you this much. I got a better product at the Home Depot for way less money than what you were charging. Okay? That's the first thing. And the second thing is, if you weren't willing to make the deal, you should have said something to me instead of leaving me hang, because I tell people all the time, don't do it. Because if you do that, I will call you out on my shows like I'm doing tonight. So you are exposed, Shore Appliance Connection in Salisbury. Remember that when you see them. Okay? And those of you who are tuning in that know these people, I exposed you because you did that to me. Now, would you do that to any other radio station or any other host in this town? That's the question I have for you. So look at yourself in the mirror and say, hey, wait a minute. He sent me an easy contract. All I had to do was fill it out. All the details were there. It was real simple to do. It's easy. Okay? But you didn't do it. So you're exposed tonight. All right? Exposed. Okay? All right. That segment's out of the way. Next segment is Shame on You. And Stupid Never Takes a Vacation. We'll be getting into that later on. But first, I want to play this report here. This is Mike Johnson. He's the head of the House of Representatives here, Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. Okay. I want to play this here if I can get it up. There we go. All right, here it is. All right. The House GOP has advanced $95 billion plan to fund the Iran War and Save America Act. Okay, here we go. All right, hold on a second. I gotta get rid of something here. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay, I got rid of that. All right, now we're gonna here it is.
urged Congress to get that done during his
It's a
prime
report
time
from
address
CBS
just
News.
last week. Here's how Speaker Mike Johnson said what he had to say about the topic. He said it's very necessary.
These are very popular and important and necessary objectives. Number one, secure American elections by passing the Save America Act into law. As much of that as possible. That's the objective. He announced 280,000 non-citizens have been found to be on voter rolls in America. I mean, if that doesn't cry for the passage of the Save America Act into law, I don't know what does. He announced that foreign adversaries have compromised American election data and that our election system is vulnerable to threats. I mean, that should concern every American citizen. This isn't about relitigating 2020. This is about making sure that people have faith in our election system. If you do not have a free and fair election, it's very difficult to maintain a constitutional republic, a government of, by, and for the people. I mean, this is basic stuff.
All right, let's go to our nation's capital.
All right, you heard the report from Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House. Bill was passed today for the Iran war and also the election stuff that President Trump wants to do. Now, that's good for him. I don't know if that's good for everybody. I know there's some election fraud out there, and he's exposed the election fraud, which I don't have a problem with him doing that. Okay? But don't punish the people who, like myself, my mom, and several others who are disabled, handicapped, can't get to the polls that like to use the mail-in ballots. That is something that I'm not happy with right now about that, because you're picking on my disabled friends and the senior citizens. And when you do that, that's when I get ugly. So that's actually ugly. But it's good for him, President Trump, because he was the one who wanted this and he got it. The good news is, and we'll get to the good, the bad, and the ugly later, that he got the money he wanted for the Iran war, at least from the House. I don't know what the Senate's going to do yet. Sports Break Media, Brian Pettit, we spoke about him earlier. He's checking in. Good evening, Brian. Thank you for being part of the show. And, okay. All right, Brian says 3 people come up to me and I talked to them about my channel and thing and follow me. Yeah, that's right. Follow Brian's channel, Sports Break Media. Follow Pensman Sports as well, as I mentioned earlier. All right. Okay, your thoughts. Do you like what you saw or what you heard from Mike Johnson? Do you want this war to continue? We need to get rid of Iran. But we need to quit the thinking and thinking, and I spoke about this 2 weeks ago. The thinking and thinking is getting old. And last week I wasn't here because it was my wife's birthday, so I took the night off for that. Okay? All right? The weather where I live here has been kind of shaky. It's raining too much, now it's too hot, and then it's just been one thing after another. It's been a rough summer. Okay? Last year we had a rough spring, rough summer too. All right. This has been, to be frankly honest with you, no real picnic moving down here. But there's 2 things. I'm safe. My family's safe. And unlike most of you Americans, you don't care about safety. So you vote in these progressives who continue to defund the police and make jails unsafe and make everything else unsafe. Some I want to talk about, and I spoke about it today on my Philly show. You know, I'm on in Philadelphia, WWDB 860 AM, every Wednesday, 3 to 4 p.m., Ralph Williams show. And I talked today a little bit about this because it's not only just in Pennsylvania, but it's all across the country. They're having problems finding corrections officers, whether it's in a prison, whether it's a county. The only county jail in the entire United States that has corrections officers is the Allegheny County Jail in Pittsburgh. Everybody else, all the counties all over the entire country, their jails are run by the sheriff's department, and they're having issues trying to find people to fill those spots. All right. Now, I don't know if the sheriffs fill those spots with the deputies from the street or whatever they use deputies for, or, because I know for a while there in Allegheny County, they were just doing deadbeat dads and some prisoner transports, and that's about all you could get from the sheriff's department. But now that they have a new sheriff, well, he's not new. He's been around a while. Not a sheriff, but he's been around law enforcement a while. Okay? So, all right, here we go. This is a real good stupid never takes a vacation. Here we are here. This is from thedailymail.com. And it says FedEx driver is fired after doorbell cam caught him using racist words. Now that is stupid, never takes a vacation. You know, you go to a house, you don't know what kind of cameras they have. There's cameras everywhere. I mean, you know, people playing, I'm not saying this to be ignorant, but people playing cameras in bathrooms. They're all over the place. Yeah, that's stupid. Takes a vacation right there. FedEx driver busted using a racial slur inside, you know, after he rang the doorbell or whatever, or delivered the package. All right. Oh, man. This is both shame on you and stupid never takes a vacation. Student raped a woman and forced her to complete his assignments. This is a sick situation here. This is a shame on you, something big time tonight here on Ralph's Opinion. All right, big time. Okay, on you. Shame on you. Stupid never takes a vacation. You get both on that one. This is the kids these days in schools. What are our parents doing wrong with these kids? Come on, man. I've been talking about this for weeks now. Wow. Amazing, isn't it? All right. Well, that's a stupid never takes a vacation, all right? Bill O'Reilly, who's on Fox News, remember him? He was on the Inside Edition. Well, he says that he thinks that President Trump should do like most corporations do, federal agencies do. Their corporate people take the month of August off. And I know that because I was involved with a federal transportation agency in Pittsburgh. And every August they would take off. All right. And he thinks that President Trump needs a breather. He needs to take off for a month. You know what? Bill O'Reilly might be right on this one. I think, you know, he might be right there. So we'll see. All right. All right. We already did our shame on you. Too stupid never takes a vacation. Shame on you. All right. All right. Let's see here. What else we got going on? Man treated like a criminal and booted off a cruise ship without a refund. I wonder what he did. You see, this is why I don't go on cruise ships. Remember, I've been talking about that for a while now. And this is from the Lad Bible. It says a regular cruiser who has been using his birth certificate for almost 60 years claims he was recently turned away at the terminal to get on a boat or ship. Wow. That's amazing. Whoa. Shame on the crew. Well, you know what? You got to have all your credentials. That stupid never takes a vacation. Where's your birth certificate? Where's all your credentials? If that's what you did, if you got kicked off for no reason, then that's another story. But that's not the story here. All right. All right. Yeah, here. The price for 2026 Forever stamps have fallen to an all-time low. I wonder why. Because nobody does snail mail. I mean, I do. I still use stamps. I still write checks for my bills. I still do some of that stuff. Okay. But, you know, there are some people who still want their money in checks. They don't want the idea, or nowadays you got these Zelly and Venmo cards and all that other crap. All right. I'm still old school. I still use stamps. I still mail out checks for bills and different things. And yeah, stamps have gotten expensive. But that's every time with the Postal Service. It never fails. All right. All right. So there you are. Stupid never takes a vacation. Shame on you. Here we go. Cocaine worth $285 million found hidden in a banana shipment. This is CBS News reporting this. Italian police in Italy on Tuesday said they seized pure cocaine with an estimated street value of $286 million. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my. I got to sound the alarm, man. Got to sound the alarm. I have to. All right. That stupid never takes a vacation, too, right there. There you are with that. I just came up with a whole bunch of stuff here. All right. This don't look good for President Trump and the good, the bad, and the ugly, and we'll get into that. Trump administration moves to revoke citizenship of 10 naturalized citizens accused of serious crimes. Now, I get that. That right there, I get. And I don't have a problem with that. I don't. Because you're here in this country, if you're here legally, you need to follow the rules and not commit crimes. If we go to jail for committing crimes, you got to go to jail. But there's a difference between me and you. You were an illegal immigrant. You became legal, but then you want to commit crimes. Nah. Doesn't work that way. All right. All right. I forgot about this today. Hundreds of people lined up in Philadelphia for a chance to be on The Price is Right. Wow. Wow. That's interesting, isn't it? All right. All right. Here, 41 states at risk for losing federal SNAP benefits. New data shows. All right. And this is from The Hill. All right. They're saying that dozens of states are going to have to start forking over more money to fund SNAP. All right. If they don't get their error rates in check. Oh, you mean to tell me they got to fix up the fraud, the negligence? You know how that is. Okay. Yeah, you got to do a lot of that. That's, of course, you know how that is. Here's some good news for travelers. TSA is now requiring no more having to take off your shoes. You know how embarrassing that is? You have to take off your shoes, drop down your drawers. Oh my! I've seen it happen. I've seen them take a stick. I had 2 knee braces on because I have bad knees, and they stuck a stick up my knee braces and hurt my knees. But they're allowed to do it because they're federal employees. They can do whatever they want. They can stick their hand up my butt. They can do whatever they want. Up my butthole, they can do whatever they want. TSA. And nothing happens to them. Nothing. They don't get disciplined, nothing. They stole something from my wife. No discipline. And then here's the kicker of them all. I argued with this TSA guy. And you're not going to believe this, but people that were standing behind me were laughing at me. They thought it was funny. I guess it's okay when they steal from you. I guess that's fine, right? That's perfectly legal for them to steal from you. Okay? All right. Here we go. Someone died on a cruise ship. Every week, cruise ships, teachers. It's terrible out there. I mean, this is just, here, Florida teachers who used to date arrested after wild classroom brawl. Here we go. New York Post is reporting that Florida teachers who used to date arrested while wild classroom brawl involving pepper spray and the cops. Come on, teachers. How about those 2, what was it, last week or whatever? And I wasn't on last week because it was my wife's birthday. They were caught with DUIs, drinking in Florida. Here's another one in Florida. I mean, what's going on in Florida with these teachers? What, the ocean air is getting to your brain? Is that what's going on? Huh? You would think the ocean air wouldn't get to your brain. Okay? All right. Wow. Where's this at? Wow, there's a casino going to be built in the U.S. with 1,500 slot machines and 50 table games. It's going to be in Virginia, Norfolk. Wow. That's going to put a dent in Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, of course, Atlantic City, and several other places. That's going to put a little dent in their wallets because now people are going to be able to go to this big-time casino here. Okay? All right. See what? Oh, here's a shame on you right here, and I talked about this earlier today. A Morgan Wallen concert goer in Baltimore decided to urinate on a family. He was drunk, and he decided to urinate. Shame on you. Stupid never takes a vacation. Another example of this. Okay. That's terrible. And in Maryland, also, real quick here, a school bus with some blind children in a car cut it off and it ended up crashing into a building with blind students in it. See, people in Maryland here, they don't know how to drive. They really don't. And it's worse. It's worse now than it was last year. Just don't know how to drive. They really don't. All right. You get the gong for that. All right. All right. It's just amazing. It really is. It's totally amazing what goes on around here. I mean, it's terrible. It really is. Here we go. Here's a good one here. Miami woman goes on a cruise with a partner of 4 years. Then she finds out he's engaged to a minor in his own family. Tell me that's not something else, huh? To a minor. Oh my gosh. A minor. I'm gonna see if I can get the audio on this one. Let me see what we got here. Is this? No, there's no audio on this. Oh my gosh. I really want to hear about this one. That's what I want. I think that would be interesting just to hear that audio. Because I can just imagine what that woman had to say. Ralph Williams 737 at gmail.com is our email address if you want to chime in on anything. Comment section wide open tonight as well. All right. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, X, and the Kick Network as well. All right. I'm going to go into our Facebook pages here and see what we have. Who's on? Anyone's on commenting? Here we go. All right. So far, we don't have any comments on Facebook. All right. All right. We're going to get into, coming up shortly, the good, the bad, and the ugly of President Trump. And, and a bunch of other things we need to talk about. This Iran war. Now, we're back in war with Iran. We're bombing them. Let's take them out, please. Let's do it. Let's take them out. And it's not, and as long as we continue to do the think and dink, it's not looking good for President Trump right now. It's really not. And I was the one who supported this war. So I was wrong because I thought we were going to blow him away. I really did. I mean, I thought President Trump, yeah, trillions of dollars in defense spending. We're going to blow him away. We're going to get him out of here. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Nothing at all. And NATO, they're about as useless as tits on a bull. I'm sorry. They are. Okay. France, Britain, they ought to be ashamed of themselves. And don't ever ask us for help either. If I'm President Trump, that's what I would do. But one thing that's really good, and I think we'll get into that right now, the good, the bad, and the ugly of President Trump, because the reason why is because I have a lot, there's a lot that's been going on this week between the election thing and now this money that he's going to get more for the war itself. He's been busy this week, President Trump. He really has. And I mean, so, all right, here we go. Let's get ready. All right, the good, the bad, and the ugly of President Trump. All right, let's get started here. The good, he got the money for the Iran war. The bad is this election thing. I have a problem with this because if it involves mail-in ballots, handicapped people like mail-in ballots, and so do senior citizens who really can't go nowhere, get out, or their election office is 6 miles away or whatever. Okay. And sometimes some polling places are closed because they don't have workers, because nobody wants to work. Okay. The days of working are over. Nobody wants to work in this country. I just found out this week, and shame on all of you out there, that they need corrections officers all across the country. County jails are looking for sheriffs to work the jail. Allegheny County, they're looking for corrections officers for the jail. They can't keep them. They're shorthanded. It's so bad they got guys working 18-hour shifts. And that's dangerous. That's public safety. That's a problem. And you got guys dying at 50 years old because they got to work all these shifts because they can't find people. All right? I get it. You don't want to work with these people. I get it. You're worried about getting stabbed. I get that. It's not a bad job. I applied for it when I could walk. Okay? I applied for it. I think I failed the oral test. That's what happened. But I was on some waiting list to get a job. But then there weren't any jobs really available. But now you can get a job easily at any state corrections institution because they need people. All right. And I know some of the requirements are terrible. You got to haul people on your back. I get that. You got inmates that are out there to kill you because they don't like you. Okay. I get that. All right. But if you want to take care of your family, or maybe you don't have a family and you don't have a life, that's the type of work for you. Because you know why? You could put up an RV trailer right out there by the prison on the outside in the parking lot, sleep in that trailer, go inside, eat for free. Okay. Shower for free in the shower locker room. I'm just saying. Okay. I'm trying to help you save money here. I mean, I really am. If you are somebody who is you have no life, you have nobody in your life, you have no life. Driving a Greyhound bus, driving an overroad tractor trailer, working as a corrections officer, maybe driving a public bus because you're always working, holidays now. You don't have a family, you have kids crying, they want you home for Christmas and all that other stuff. That is ideal. Ideal. And if you save enough money and put it away, you can retire. But you know what? Nobody thinks like that anymore. Nobody wants to work. Nobody wants to get involved in that. All right. Let's get back to the good, the bad, and the ugly. The bad is gas prices went up again. And the ugly part is that we're back fighting Iran again. As much as it is good news that that's the bad part. We were supposed to have a peace plan. Iran doesn't want peace. They want war. And Iran's leader did warn us. He said, and I quote the Khomeini son, I mean, there must be 50 Khomeinis all over the place, I guess. And he said this will turn into another Vietnam if USA gets into this, if the U.S. gets into this. And now you got China and Russia, from what I'm to the understanding, giving Iran drones. Okay? Why are our Marines not down at Hormuz kicking out Iran? Why are we at the strait there? Why are we letting the Houthis or whoever they are invade that or deal with that? Why are we letting that happen, President Trump? See, this is the ugly part of this whole thing. All right? And again, I admit I was wrong. I thought this war was going to be over with. I thought we were going to blow them away, knock them out, like he said, take the knockout punch and boom, get rid of the almighty Iran that's making nuclear weapons that don't belong. Okay? But no, we're playing think and dink. And that's why when we get involved in these wars, we have all kinds of problems. All right? And of course, we need to honor our veterans, and there have been a lot of these progressives like Chris Deluzio in Western Pennsylvania. They call him Chris Delusional. He's a progressive. I get it. We did have some people that died because of this war. I get that. But Chris, you were in the military. Things happen. It could be an innocent death as a soldier. It could be anything. It could be friendly fire. It could be a crash. It could be anything that's not to the control. And what do? You blame President Trump. You blame the war. You blame this and that. That's casualties. Watch the movie Casualties of War. I mean, it's a gross movie, but watch it. Because that'll tell you casualties of war in Vietnam. Casualties of war in the Persian Gulf. If you didn't have a gas mask on or whatever, you sucked up all that fuel through your system. That's the casualties of war. That's what our soldiers are in for. But now, since President Trump is back at the helm as our commander-in-chief, more people are signing up for the military than ever before again. And they did it when he was in the first time around. All right? And I want to congratulate J.D. Vance. Him and his wife had a baby last week. Congratulations to him. Vice President J.D. Vance. All right? Yeah, that's the good, the bad, and the ugly I just pointed out to you tonight for President Trump. It don't look good. Gas prices are back up over $4 a gallon. Diesel's high. Airlines are struggling. You go to Arby's, they're charging $18 now for a cheesesteak. I mean, you go to any place, They're charging a ton of money for food, and food prices are up. And I want to here's a good thing, too, and I want to give a shout out to President Trump for acknowledging Giant Eagle in Pittsburgh. Because Giant Eagle is the only supermarket chain in the country that lowered their prices. Aldi didn't do anything. Walmart has. But I'm talking about independent, like Giant Eagle, which is now owned by Kroger. All right. Kroger's a big, chain of stores. All right. And we have some announcements coming up. We're going to end a little early tonight. I will be on with Luther Dupree and the gang on Steel City Sports World at 9:00. So, I have a lot to talk about, but not that much. All right. All right, let's get into a few more things here before we go. And I already did my exposed. I did all my segments tonight. All right. Here. This is stupid, never takes a vacation. Teenager, and this is LAD Bible reporting, faces years in a Thailand prison for a $100 crime at the airport. Come on, man. You're going to go to a foreign country, the last thing you want to do is commit a crime. Oh, my. Man. Really? Jeez. Oh, my gosh. For real? All right. I just can't believe it. I really can't believe it. And you know what's funny? People don't prepare themselves when they go on these trips. You know what I mean? They just don't. Okay. You go on a trip, you don't have enough money, you go out and start selling drugs and stealing in this other country, and you get busted. Oh, I don't have enough money to go home now. Why'd you spend all your money? Didn't you plan right? I've told you how many times I make an ABC for everything that I plan. Because I know that the first one may not work. The second one may not work. Then we get to the third one. If that don't work, then I'm in trouble. And I use the example of football teams. What happens when the play don't work? They switch the play. It's that situation. And when you travel, this is stupid, never takes a vacation over a $100 crime, and you're going to jail in a Thailand prison. American prisons are tough, but foreign countries, man. Have you ever seen that, what is that, Prison Abroad or whatever? It's on the History Channel. You ever watch that? That hasn't been around lately. I wonder if that's done. Locked Up Abroad, that's what it's called. You ever watch that? You should. Because it'll show you how many foreign country prisons and what's going on, what goes on there. They don't get fed. They're stuffed in cells with 10 people in one little cell or something. It's a lot. Okay? All right? It's a lot. It really is. It's terrible. Why would you want to subject yourself to that? $100 crime. Really? Stupid never takes a vacation. Oh, my. Oh, my. Really something else, isn't it? It really is. All right, here we go. Snack theft. Here's stupid never takes a vacation. Four Ford workers at the Ford plant. Okay, here we go. 4 more. New York Post is reporting. Ford workers are fired over a $1.95 cookie fiasco with wrongfully canned electrician. All right, here we go. This is the headline from the New York Post. Okay, here we go. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, that's not the video I thought it was. All right, never mind. Just a bunch of music. Sorry about that. Didn't know. All right. All right. So all tonight, a bunch of stupid never takes a vacation. When summer rolls around, that's what happens to you. It really does. It really happens to you tonight. Josh Dorr checking in. How are you, Josh Dorr? All right, great to hear you tonight. All right, very good. Whatever. Oh, there you go. Thank you for that, but I didn't need the language. But yeah, thank you. And Chop Chop's a good person. Yeah, I'm not talking about Brian Englert. I choose not to. It's Englert with a T. Okay, Josh Dorr. All right. But thank you for tuning in tonight, Josh. Appreciate it. Much appreciated. All right. So there we are. Some more stupid never takes a vacation. And it gets worse in the summertime. Also tonight, I'm going to expose, and I did this on my Delmarva radio show that I do every Saturday morning, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. I'm going to do this Saturday morning. I'm going to expose Hooper's Crab House in Ocean City, West Ocean City. I'm sorry, West. All right. Was there this Saturday, and I was looking for a handicap spot. I said to the guy, a lot attendant, I said, can you help me out with a handicap spot? I said, I'm handicapped in a wheelchair. He said, good luck. Gave me a smart attitude. Okay. So I put the window down and I said, is that the way we're going to do this tonight? And he went like this and flipped me the bird and all that other stuff. So okay. So I ended up finding a spot. I parked in a no parking spot, which was right up in front of the door there. And I put my handicap credentials up. I was able to get my ramp in and out without anybody blocking it. Okay. I got lucky. I've gotten lucky before. Parked in some spots. Okay. So I go up the ramp and I get inside and there's a front desk there. You know, you can place your takeout order and whatever. Check in with the hostess. So I go there and there's a desk there and I said, can I speak to somebody about the lot attendant outside? The lady goes, yeah, you can talk to me. I'm like the assistant manager. I said, well, is your lot attendant your employee or is he an independent contractor? Because a lot of valet services, parking lot attendants work for a separate company because places don't want to pay benefits or they don't want to pay for that person. You understand what I'm getting at? So what they do is they hire a private contractor like some JR's parking service or Raheem's or whatever. All right. And, or they have whatever Jay's valet service, whatever it is. Okay. And it turns out that he worked for the restaurant. I said, listen. I said, do you know who I am? And she said, I recognize the voice. I said, yes, I'm on the radio down here on the Delmarva station on the beach, 93.5 The Beach, every Saturday morning, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. I said, I also have social media shows. And I said, I don't know if you really want me to plaster this restaurant all over the place because you already got bad publicity. Apparently, somebody went down to the dock. They overserved them at the bar or whatever. The guy went down to the dock and fell into the bay because he was drunk. They overserved him. They got in trouble for that. So I said, I don't think you want any more negative publicity and lose business. So my suggestion to you is to do something about this kid. So I was on my way out the door and I said, listen, I says, all the lady told me was we're taking care of it. She wouldn't go any further. So I assume that they took care of the problem. If I go there again and I see him there, they didn't take care of the problem. Then I'm really going to be mad because to talk to me like that was wrong. All right. Not only as a handicapped person, but as a customer anyway. And it's my first time there, first of all. Second of all, I was meeting my friend Pensman Sports. Yes. All right. And we were there, to go eat there because I've never eaten there before. And I wanted to eat there. Check it out. See what it's about. All right. Yeah, I'm exposing Hooper's Crab House tonight in West Ocean City. And I exposed him earlier today. And I'm going to expose him Saturday. I'm not playing around here. I told people down here, I'm on the radio. I'm on social media. I will embarrass you. Don't do it to me, my family, my handicapped brethren, senior citizens, anybody. Don't rip people off. Don't do anything. If I find out you're doing it, you will be exposed. Exposed. All right. some announcements. We're going to wrap it up here. All right, here we go. All right, let's get into our announcements here. Don't forget tomorrow. I'm sorry, not tomorrow, but Friday. The Sports Corner radio show with me, Ralph Williams, Smoking Jim Frazier, Claudia Rosano, Luther Dupree on 620 KHB. Here we are. Make myself a new banner. Should take that out of there. That's what I should do. But anyway, let me see if I can find the right one here. Oh, here it is, right here. Here we go. That's every Friday. We have a lot to talk about this week on the Sports Corner Radio Show Friday edition. Then we have the Sports Corner Radio Show Saturday edition, which is Saturday 2 to 3 p.m. on AM 1250. The Answer 92.5 on the FM dial with me, Ralph Williams, Smoking Jim Frazier, Claudia Rosano, Luther Dupree. We're going to break down Steelers positions, quarterback, tight end, wide receiver, kickers, special teams. We're going to break them all down, coaching. Reason we're doing that is because training camp's coming up. And then we're going to be talking about some of the divisions. We're going to go into each different conference, the AFC and the NFC, and the different divisions. And that's this Saturday at 10 a.m. on the Sports Blast Show. We're going to be breaking them all down. And here's that. Saturday Sports Blast Show with me, Ralph Williams, Pensman Sports, Brian Pettit, and Leo Haggerty. Every 10 a.m. here live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, X, and the Kick Network. Also will be uploaded on the Amped Up Sports, Fan First Sports Network, and Draft Nation. All right. And also on my website, www.rwmediaproductions.com. All right. And then also, don't forget, we have the Ralph Williams Show every Saturday, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. And that's on 93.5 The Beach down here in the Delmarva region. There it is. Every Saturday, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., the Ralph Williams Show. Me, the revolutionary, the visionary. I am Ralph Williams, and there it is, 93.5 The Beach. All right. Also, don't forget my show on 1250 The Answer, 92.5 on the FM dial. All right, that's the Ralph Williams Show every Saturday morning, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., 1250 The Answer, 92.5 on the FM dial and theanswerpgh.com. All right, now here I'm going to show you that banner there so you don't forget the call letters and whatnot. I'm going to put that up right now. Get there. Let's see where we are. Here we go. All right, there we are. There it is right there. All right, theanswerpgh.com. And also 90 or 1250 AM 92.5 on the FM dial. And Sunday afternoon or morning, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., the Ralph Williams Show with me, Ralph Williams, and Tony Moreno. 2 hours, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. You asked for it, you got it. 2 hours of the Ralph Williams Show every single Sunday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. All right, on AM 1250, The Answer, 92.5 on the FM dial, and theanswerpgh.com. All right, this has been the Ralph's Opinion Show. Great. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight. Don't forget to watch the shorts coming up on YouTube, my Facebook page, Twitter, X, Blue Sky, and all my other social media platforms. Don't forget to also tune into Pensman Sports. Don't forget about his stuff. Sometimes he does some Yankee games. He live streams a bunch of stuff as well, UFC and much more. And also don't forget about Brian Pettit and the Sports Break Media. Don't forget about him as well. There he is, Sports Break Media with Brian Pettit. Please like and subscribe to all of our sites. Help us get and reach our goals to get way more subscribers than most of these people out here to put out some shoddy programming. I don't know why you folks do it to them, but you won't do it to us. I don't know. I don't get it, but that's beside the point. All right. Have yourself a great one, and please, by all means, be safe. Thank you. Till next Wednesday. Don't forget, acknowledge me next week. right here on the Ralph's Opinion Show. Every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter X, and the Kick Network, and we're working on more.